for 2021 high school graduation. So I have a few logistics for all of you. The first one is shade. I realize you guys are in the sun. Pray for that breeze. If you're dying, head over to the shade over here, over there, back over here. But for those of you straight behind the stage, you are on a webcam right now being sent out to the rest of the world. So I just want you to be wary of that. So pictures. Each one of your students is going to stand right here where their ST says something about them. If you want to come up and grab a picture, come right behind our webcam right here. Please do your best not to bump it because it's very sensitive. Just stand behind it and you can take photos. Please respect each other and all of us with social distancing, hugs, and handshakes. You know what I mean by that. On your table in that brown paper bag, there is a live sugar pine seedling. Please plant it somewhere in the forest, whether it's at your house or out in the middle of nowhere, but please get it in the ground. At the end of this, you'll be exited by table. Our staff will come around. You'll get a chance to cheer for each and one of our every graduates, but we'll get things started here in just a second. Oh, and cell phones, either turn them off or turn them down. Thank you.
Okay. Parents, students, teachers, friends, and guests, welcome to the Forest Charter School commencement ceremony for the class of 2021. It's really good to see all of you in person. I'm glad we could get this together. Seriously, I'll never take this ceremony for granted again. What a year it's been. I can't move on into the ceremony without first acknowledging the obvious topic, COVID-19. It's really not possible to overstate what we have all endured due to the pandemic. The impact to our school, our communities, our world, and ultimately to each individual was sudden and substantial. To the seniors, I want to say you not only had to adapt to a new system for much of your learning, but your normal activities and social outlets were also altered or eliminated. This was no easy task. You had to make many sacrifices. Of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we're not the first generation to make sacrifices. We join a long line of humans who have made sacrifices for a multitude of reasons. During the pandemic, I've been watching a lot of British detective shows, and one of the ones I watched is set during World War II. It struck me as I watched it, as the characters faced blackouts, food shortages, and bombings, that we likely won't be the last humans to have to alter our daily lives because of something larger than us. It's not fair, and it's challenging. But at its basic level, these sacrifices are often about choosing community over what's even easy or even best for ourselves. I believe this provides an education in and of itself, to look at how we react to challenge and to try to think outside of ourselves and see how a situation is impacting other people. This idea of choosing something for the greater good can be a difficult one because it might not be easy to see the impact you're having, but our daily choices matter. You are a generation who's had to experience this up close and personally. What you choose to take from it is going to be up to you. My wife's a creative writing teacher, and we spent a lot of time during this last year talking about point of view, the way a certain lens creates the narrative. This lens often determines the way we experience any situation. And I find this fascinating, and I hope as you move into your futures, you carry with you this time in your life when you are asked to think outside your own lens in a very dramatic way. Maybe it will help you move into the future with more empathy than you started with more perspective, in a way that you hadn't before this challenging time. That is an education, that growing of your own lens. Like I said earlier, I'll never take this graduation for granted again. So thank you for being here to celebrate these graduates who had already chosen a personalized learning school, who had already made a commitment to taking the reins of their own education when they chose Forest Charter School. Supporting these students in their journey was a network of people. I want to acknowledge the dynamic staff here at Forest Charter School, the teachers, the office staff, and the administrators who work collaboratively and tireless to seek out the best support for each student. I'd also like to take an opportunity to acknowledge the parents, guardians, and family members for your commitment to these students, for nurturing each stumble and success in this phase of their journey. Thank you for agreeing to be a significant part of their education, for being their teacher, manager, cheerleader. Thank you for supporting them through their education and personal growth, especially in this challenging year. To the graduates, I have no doubt that each of you will carry the spirit of personalized learning as you take your next step beyond high school and embark on your individual adventure, whether that adventure is college, vocational training, traveling, or venturing into the workplace. I know the world might feel uncertain right now, but no matter what option you choose, we have confidence that you will discover your unique way and find success in that path. You've already shown us that you have the capacity for that, or you wouldn't be sitting here today. This next part of the program is my favorite part of the day because we get to see firsthand the individual and dynamic results of personalized learning in these graduates' specific stories. I'd now like to introduce the Forest Charter School supervising teachers who will present their graduates. Graduates, when you see your ST by the side of the stage, please come over to the left side over here and join them. You can see BJ there. Our first speaker will be supervising teacher, Jeff Quine.
My first graduate is Jess Corrales. This young lady is mature beyond her years and is on the fast track to excellence. She's the youngest child in her family, but as her mother Monique will tell you, she's always been self-directed and organized. Don't let her drive to succeed fool you though, because she's also got a fantastic sense of humor. One of the qualities I appreciate about Jess is her ability to not just endure hardship, but to meet it head on and leverage it for success. Jess would tell you that some of the most formative experiences of her time in high school have been the losses she has experienced. In this time, she lost her grandma Ruth, Uncle Miguel, and her friends Anthony, Savannah, and Alistair. Their passing was heartrending and shook her to the core, but these losses also spurred a newfound appreciation and gratitude for her many blessings, and I know their memories will carry her forward towards success in the future. After high school, Jess plans to continue working to save up for her post-secondary education, where she plans to major in psychology with a goal of serving children in child protective services. Congratulations, Jess. My next graduate is Greta Farrell. The moment I met Greta this past fall, I knew we were going to get along swimmingly. She is one of those rare teenagers that is self-assured, but also possesses the right amount of humility, excels at having fun, but also balances this with her academics. It's no wonder she is graduating high school after only 3 years. Don't judge this book by its cover, though. Greta can be a girly girl, but she can also send on skis and a skateboard. She is also an outstanding communicator who credits her diverse travel experiences and her transition to an independent study high school this year with enabling her growth in this area. Both experiences required her to adapt to a new setting, define her goals, assess the landscape, and determine how she would navigate this new landscape to success. Greta will be attending Montana State University this fall. She is undeclared for the time being, but is motivated to pursue elementary education, where I know she would excel. Congratulations, Greta. My next graduate is Ella Freeman. Miles and miles and miles this young lady let me start over again. Miles and miles and miles this young lady and I have traveled together. Track miles on the Truckee High Track, dirt miles on the Donner Lake Loop, pavement miles to cross-country meets all over California and Nevada, and of course, the academic miles of high school. As John Parker wrote in the book Once a Runner, the trials of miles, miles of trials. I am so proud of the young lady Ella has become as a result of these trials. She has a calm demeanor, is loyal, open-minded, and extremely observant. She has also done a great job transferring the grit, focus, and patience she developed in skiing and running to her academics. At the end of the day, it's all striving, whether you're at the starting line of a race or sitting in front of a computer writing a research paper. Ella will continue her education this fall at Santa Barbara City College, where she plans to study psychology. And I'm so excited for the opportunities she has before her. Congratulations, Ella. Miss Amelia Mullen. Amelia is a rara avis indeed. When I met her, it quickly became apparent she was self-directed, was very well read, and had some eclectic intellectual interests, including antique books and World War II history. I also knew she was extremely tough due to medical challenges she had experienced. She can be startlingly serious, but can also crack you up with a wry joke in the next breath. Amelia is an excellent example of school just being one of the many places where meaningful learning can take place. Before her senior year had launched a program that provided relief to refugees in Afghanistan, participated in an archaeological dig in Machu Picchu, and attended the Intelligence and National Security component of the National Student Leadership Conference in Washington, D.C. Amelia plans to study international studies at American University this fall. While I'm excited to see where she goes career-wise, I would not be surprised if she went dark after college in her new job as an operative or an analyst with the CIA or NSA. I'm not kidding. Congratulations, Amelia. My next graduate is Samantha Osborne. Samantha is an all-around exceptional student with a magnetic personality and an infectious smile. That said, it is her prodigious musical talent that still makes my jaw drop. Samantha is a very accomplished classical musician who plays oboe, piano, violin, and French horn, and she plays them all beautifully. Performing at such an elite level takes immense self-discipline, precision, focus, and unceasing dedication. I had this idea in my head that she was like very methodical and all business all the time. But I learned just a few months ago that that's not the case at all. And she told me she drove out in the middle of nowhere, Nevada, to catch a glimpse of the Northern Lights, hopefully. And so that just kind of blew my preconceptions of her out of the water. Yes, she can be goal-oriented and focused, but she can also be spontaneous and free-spirited. A pretty exceptional pairing, if you ask me. Samantha will continue her musical journey at Florida State this fall, where she will study oboe performance at Florida State University. Congratulations, Samantha. And my final graduate is Ryan Rentala. When Ryan was in middle school, he and I immediately bonded over a shared love of fly fishing. That bond has grown to include wilderness and wildlife conservation, travel, Toyota Tacomas, the state of Montana, and any kind of outdoor adventure, basically. Through adversity comes strength, and I'm so proud of how Ryan has risen to the challenge of high school and becoming a young man. Ryan is whip smart, but early on in high school, he struggled to find how to effectively utilize his gifts. As is sometimes the case in life, clarity came accidentally and startlingly. Ryan's new mantra is never take a day for granted, and he has come to wholeheartedly embrace life's challenges and persevere through its hardships. Ryan is also graduating high school in 3 years and will also be attending Montana State in the fall. His declared major is fish and wildlife biology and management. Congratulations, Ryan.
Our next presenter is supervising teacher Nicole Sawatsky.
My graduate is Tanner Doherty. Tanner is an ambitious, hardworking young man who will tackle almost any challenge. He has excelled at his academics, which included multiple courses at Sierra College. He balanced school and working a job, and still reserved time for pursuing a variety of interests. Playing competitive ultimate frisbee, learning to play the guitar, and producing beautiful videos are only a few of the adventures Tanner has tackled in the last 4 years. Tanner plans to continue his education at Sierra College, and regardless of where he transfers to after that, I am confident he will accept the challenge and be successful. Congratulations, Tanner.
Next presenter is supervising teacher Bria Pagliaro.
Hello, my first student is Andy Fahey. Andy came to Forest Charter late in his academic career and graduated early. He's such a cool young man. One of the things that impressed me most when I met Andy was that he'd owned a business called Rebuilt Moto on eBay since his freshman year. Andy is very disciplined that way. He has spent almost every day training for his passion, motocross. Andy started motocross racing at the young age of 6 and has dedicated his life and broken bones to motocross. However, all that hard work, time, and devotion paid off because Andy qualified 2 times recently for the Loretta's, which is the largest motocross race in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. And I'm sure next year we'll hear about his win at the race. This coming fall, Andy plans to attend Sierra College to earn his real estate license. Maybe you can sell me your first home. Congratulations on your accomplishments, Andy. My next student is Brooke Hansford. I had the pleasure of working with Brooke for 2 semesters. This young woman has done so many great things in such a short amount of time. Brooke is tenacious and resilient. She's been kicked in the head by a horse and suffered many concussions in her athletic pursuits, but nothing can keep Brooke down. She has successfully balanced her passion for skiing and horseback riding with her rigorous course load of honors courses and is graduating today with high honors. Brooke is deeply committed to skiing and has skied for the Federation of International Ski Racing for Great Britain for the last 4 years, as well as locally. She was recently nominated for the European Youth Olympics in Finland 2021 and placed in the top 15 at US Nationals. Brooke has accepted an invitation to attend Newcastle University to major in environmental science this fall. Congratulations on all your accomplishments, Brooke. Yes. My next student is Robert Martin. Robert is one of the kindest, loving individuals you'll meet. He puts himself out in front of others to make them feel welcome. I'll never forget the time he brought me a hot chocolate to study hall when I first started with Forest Charter School, because I looked like I just needed one. His smile and demeanor immediately make you feel accepted. Robert is hardworking, caring, and reliable. Robert has been an active member in his youth group at Sierra Bible Church for the last 6 years. He's an avid RC car enthusiast and has shared that passion with many kids. Robert has also been a commanding officer with his local airsoft group for the last 10 years. Robert will be attending either TMCC or Sierra College in the fall in order to earn a building trades degree. I'm so proud of the young man that you've become. Congratulations, Robert. I'll try. My next student is Claire Rumsey. One of the first things you'll notice about Claire Rumsey is her positive, outgoing personality. I met Claire just 2 short years ago at the start of her junior year at Forest Charter School. I remember that day well because I was mesmerized by her desire to take honors psychology of all courses that year. Well, the course must have worked because I have been mesmerized by her abilities ever since. She has taken a focused course load of honors and AP courses and is graduating today with high honors. Claire has also been awarded the Far West Skiing Academic and Sierra Nevada Swimming Academic Awards as recognition of her outstanding academic excellence. When Claire is not achieving high grades in rigorous classes or helping to build and maintain her community, she's alpine skiing or in the pool shattering records. Claire most recently broke the regional record for the women's 50-meter freestyle here in Truckee. Claire began focusing on her swimming career just 3 short years ago, and in that time, she has broken records and earned a scholarship to the University of Arkansas, where she will be attending next year. Woo, congratulations on your accomplishments, Claire. My next student is Megan Trenholm. Well, Megan's a quiet soul. She is such a kind, outgoing young woman. I loved having her in anatomy and physiology and in chemistry class this year. She always has a bubbly personality that is contagious. Megan has competed in show jumping competitions for the last 6 years and enjoys aerial skills and snowboarding. She's been an active member with Awana for 15 years and the SBC youth group for the last 5 years in her local church group. Upon graduation, Megan will be pursuing her theological pursuits in York, England, for a brief stint before moving on with her education with Calvary Chapel Bible College for 1 semester. And then she'll head back to the States to continue her academic education. Congratulations, Megan. My next student is Winsor Walton. Winsor transferred to Forest Charter School at the beginning of her senior year, and during the year of the COVID pandemic, which I think says a lot about her character. This is a young woman full of promise and willingness to tackle anything. Winsor managed an intense and diverse class load through her high school academic career and was president of her Christian Students Club for 2 years. Winsor will be attending Sierra College this fall and majoring in environmental science and sustainability. As an environmental science teacher, I hope that you'll remember Forest Charter and come back as my guest teacher and tell us all the wonderful current environmental projects you're tackling. Congratulations on all your accomplishments, Winsor. My last student is Brian Huerta. Brian joined the Forest Charter team this year. He's hardworking, independent, and reliable. Brian has held a job since he was 14 years old and is the first member of his family to graduate from high school. While working and attending school, Brian found the time to volunteer numerous hours with Aim High and SOS Outreach to support his community. He gave kids snowboarding lessons and taught them to love the environment that they live in. He's even a local celebrity. He was on a billboard, blog post, and Epic Promise program hosted by North Star for raising awareness in his community. Brian is taking a gap semester while he decides whether to pursue a career in National Guard or major in criminal law and justice at Sierra College, TMCC, or UNR. Brian works well under pressure, so he'll be successful no matter what he chooses. Congratulations on all your accomplishments, Brian.
Our next presenter is supervising teacher Christine Sween.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. It's wonderful to actually see people in person today. My first graduate is Hayden Clater. I'm actually presenting her for ST Rochelle Howe, who couldn't be here today. So I have a note written from Rochelle to you that I'd like to read. It's been such a pleasure getting to know you and your family. Although I still would like to see you in one of your horse competitions, I am happy to have been able to watch you and your sister practice riding those majestic animals on your parents' property. I've enjoyed hiking and visiting with you and looking forward to a lifelong relationship with you and your family. I have no doubt the opportunities that will come your way. You are musically talented, athletically and intellectually capable, a jack of all trades, but most importantly, you foster genuine and healthy relationships with your family and friends. I'm excited that you're working towards a career in dispatch for law enforcement. Wherever your path leads you, your colleagues will be blessed to have you on their team. I wish you all the best. Rochelle Howe. Here, this is for you. My next graduate is Amber Camacho. Beautiful, devoted, talented, and capable. All these words can be used to describe the young lady standing here today. When Amber first became my student when she was in the 8th grade, being the youngest of 5 children, she tended to stay in the background, quietly observing and taking in all that was being said. But as I grew to know her, she revealed a side of herself that is confident and insightful. This confidence allows Amber to be a gifted performer, dancer, and singer, and her stage presence truly unveils the remarkable person who has the ability to draw in an audience and steal the scene as she displays her craft. And a lover of all things Disney, she has had the privilege of portraying multiple Disney characters in the countless plays and musicals in which she has taken part. Even now, as she continues to take part in the performing arts, she is passing on her knowledge, her skill, and her joy of the arts to a younger generation. Amber is also devoted to her faith and her family, and as she makes her way into her future, these qualities and those mentioned before will allow her to fulfill all the dreams she holds in her heart. She is currently taking a gap year from school while she continues taking part in theater arts, but her ultimate goal is to become a wife and mother. I wish you all the best as your future unfolds. My next graduate is my youngest daughter, Sonia Sween. So this is an interesting day for me. 13 years ago, when this young lady was 5 years old, I had the privilege of presenting my oldest daughter, her older sister, as a Forest Charter graduate of the class of 2008. Today, I have the honor of presenting that 5-year-old, now the young woman standing here today, as a graduate of the class of 2021. 2020 was not without its struggles, but in the midst of discouragement and life-altering changes, Sonia still approaches life with great intensity, which I cannot say enough, and a deep love for family and friends. She is a gifted athlete, a talented singer, as well as a capable ranch hand. She can, in the same day, go from denim, cowboy boots, and sweat to dresses, high heels, and perfume. She is also the family's go-to girl for any and all technological issues. And if you can't find something, the common phrase in our house is, ask Sony, she usually knows. All those qualities aside, this young woman is a devoted daughter, sister, granddaughter, aunt, and niece, and she is deeply protective of those who are privileged to know her. Sonia plans to attend Sierra College next year to complete her general education before she transfers to Westmont College in Santa Barbara, where she will major in marketing and software engineering, where she will also become a part of the women's golf team. Sony, your dad, your brothers and sisters, and I are excited to see where this life leads you, and we look forward with you in great anticipation of your next adventure.
Our next presenter is supervising teacher Sarah Quine.
My first graduate is Ellie Abinator. Some people might say that the baby of the family can be the most challenging, but Ellie is as sweet as they come. She always sees the best in people and is incredibly dedicated to her family. I think the best of Ellie's qualities is that she has one of those smiles that just lights up a room, and it's very contagious. If you're on the receiving end of one of those big grins, you definitely remember it. But watch out when it comes to family game night. Her competitive nature comes out in full force, and her sweet side becomes a distant memory. Ellie comes from a long line of science girls in the Abinator family, and her passion for helping others and love for science came together in her honors biology project this year, where she did a case study about diagnosing a patient and creating a treatment plan. She blew Bria away, and her work will be used as an example for future students. She will be attending University of Utah to study pre-health and kinesiology with the goal of becoming a physical therapist and working with children with special needs. Congratulations, Ellie. My next graduate is Levi Brown. Creative, empathetic, and kind. These are the three words that come to my mind when I think of Levi. At times, he has been his own worst enemy, but he's always found a way to overcome the obstacles that have come up. Despite the circumstances, this year was one of Levi's most successful. He really showed his maturity, and watching him come into his own was incredibly rewarding. The lessons he has learned through these challenges are probably the more useful than any school project. All of the teachers at Forest would agree that Levi has made an imprint on their heart. He is truly one of those kids that you will never forget, and people are drawn to him and his empathetic soul. He's not just a good friend, he's a great friend. He literally brings those close to him into his home and makes them a part of his family. Like many of his peers, he has strong opinions, but most importantly, he knows when to express them. He can read the room and express his beliefs in a respectful, intelligent, and often very convincing way. Levi isn't sure what the future holds, but I know that he will find his way toward a very rewarding future. Congratulations, Levi. My next graduate is Jenna Elliott. Jenna is wildly creative, exceedingly tenacious, and deeply compassionate young lady. Jenna is very curious, and her list of interests seems to have no end. Violin, guitar, mandolin, art, horses, Nordic skiing, political activism. These might seem to be at opposite ends of the spectrum, but when you get to know Jenna, you understand that she is equally committed to each. Her musical accolades include being concertmaster for the Reno Youth Philharmonic, where she was invited to play at 3 legendary symphony halls, including Carnegie Hall. Jenna's political interest led her to earn the role of a lead intern for 2018 local congressional campaign, and then she planned and facilitated the candidate forums for the 2020 election, all on Zoom. And by the way, she also happens to be an excellent student. She really relished the freedom of her honors projects because she could take her extreme curiosity and let it run free. And at our recent meeting, she told me she was actually feeling a little bit of senioritis creeping in. And I dared her to not study for her chemistry final because she had 104% in the class. And she still wouldn't do it. She just couldn't. Next year, Jenna will be attending Scripps College to study music. But knowing Jenna and her curiosity, I wouldn't be surprised if she ended up with a double major. Congratulations, Jenna. My next graduate is Leif Harrison. Leif is a man of mystery. You can live with him or be his ST for 4 years and still not really know what he's thinking most of the time because he's very private. A wise man once said, "Those who know don't talk, and those who talk don't know." And I think this should be Leaf's motto. He doesn't talk much, but when he does, his classmates and teachers are sure to listen up. Leaf's brain is always moving, and he's always looking for the next best thing. He tends to get bored very easily, which led to one of his greatest talents. When he was bored, he would always tap his hands and feet, and led to his love and considerable talent for drumming. He blows us away with his skills at every single school concert, yet he has still never taken Dan's music class. Sorry, Dan. Leaf is also a low-key leader. He doesn't seek this role, yet people look to him because he's decisive. He never waffles, he never dwells on regret, he just makes a choice and he moves forward. Leaf's future is wide open, and when I asked him what he was looking forward to, he said he's just been working and saving so that when an opportunity presents itself, he's going to be ready. So congratulations, Leaf. My next graduate is Jacob Wen. So Mr. Rogers always says that you should look for the helper, right? Well, here he is. Jacob has always looked out for those less fortunate, and he is persistent about helping those with fewer opportunities. He truly wants to use his considerable skill set to change the world. He has a wide range of interests and is as dedicated to computer coding as he is to his senior project of translating a Latin text. His curiosity for learning cannot be quenched. Unlike most high school students, he never protests about homework or attending class or any of the cliche complaints that others would fall back on. Jacob instead is working on solving problems for future generations, although he does share that love of junk food that his peers seem to have. Jacob has some opportunities available. Jacob has many, many opportunities available to him, and I can't wait to see where life takes him. I have no doubt that he will continue to spend his time finding the answers to society's many questions. Congratulations, Jacob. And last but not least, Dante Shapani. Dante is someone that lives to express his creativity and perseverance through his snowboarding, his art, and his music. He has a passion for life and he loves to learn, grow, and be innovative. His positive outlook, charisma, and thoughtful nature have made him inspirational to others and someone that we are all truly proud of. Dante and I have truly been through thick and thin together over the last 7 years. He's one of the students that I've had since 7th grade, which is kind of rare at the Truckee site. So he and I have been together for a long time. He's an incredibly likable young man. He always greets you with a smile. And when he asks how you are, he actually wants to know. And there's a fun fact about Dante. He is not a multitasker, and that is completely okay because he puts all of his effort into one thing at a time. And that approach has really been super successful for him. Luckily, Forest Charter gives him the flexibility to succeed like this. This year, Dante was top 20 at the Slopestyle National Championships. And to watch him ride is a beautiful thing. I stalked him on Instagram, so I know. As a Burton-sponsored athlete, Dante will continue to pursue his goals in snowboarding, and I look forward to seeing him at the next X Games. Congratulations, Dante.
Our next and final presenter is supervising teacher Dan Hurley.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Brunn. Alexander is a very talented young man with a bright future. He's passionate about aviation and is already close to earning his pilot's license. He has participated in Civil Air Patrol for 5 years and was named the 2018 Cadet of the Year with the Nevada Wing. Alex has a goal to become a charter pilot with Mountain Lion Aviation and has already soloed a glider plane. Beyond flying the friendly skies, Alex is a passionate and skilled musician with a singing voice that melts hearts and guitar playing with a rock and roll edge to it. He is an overall mountain man who loves to ski, skateboard, mountain bike, and hang with his friends. Above all, Alex is a kind and respectful person, and I look forward to seeing him in the air, on the stage, and beyond. Congratulations, Alex. Madison Burns. Maddie is a quintessential artist who brings her creativity into everything she does in life, from her AP class projects to decorating the backseat of her car, always with the Maddie Burns twist. She has a shining personality and has been a pillar of the Forest Charter community since the 6th grade. Maddie is a singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist and has been a cornerstone of our school concerts as a performer and an MC. Maddie, if that Grammy ever comes, I expect to thank you during your acceptance speech. Her many other talents include visual arts, aerial silks, wakeboarding, and more. Maddie will be bringing her unique self to UC Davis in the fall, where she will study landscape architecture and has been awarded the Regent Scholarship and an invitation to the University Honors Program, both of which could not have gone to a better human being. Congratulations, Maddie. Nathan Whistler. Nate is a lovable goofball with a personality somewhere between guy next door and Labrador puppy. He is a family first guy, but you would wonder where he fits all the family time in with his extracurricular activities. Nate is currently getting his EMT license, has served as a junior ski patroller with the Far West Division throughout high school, received his outdoor emergency care certification, plays on high school, traveling, and national baseball teams, is a ripping downhill and Nordic skier and all-around athlete. He is also a solid musician, and I will miss pretending to be mad at him in music class as I try to rein him in while he jams away during my lectures. Next year, Nate will be attending and playing baseball at Wisconsin Lutheran College on a combined academic and athletic scholarship for baseball and nursing, with the goal of becoming a nurse and a firefighter. The Midwest is going to love this kid. Congratulations, Nate. Kiara Wing. Kiara is about as well-rounded as anyone I know. A world traveler from a young age, she has a flair for the eclectic. She wears funky accessories for every holiday and has a hobby for every season. Kiara is an avid skier who made the Far West academic team all 4 years of high school and earned the titles of top finishing female and MVP in the league while in the alpine ski team. She is a rugged mountain biker with Truckee MTB who won the league in 2019. She is a Nordic skier, a swimmer, a musician, and an artist. Her crafts include making her own elaborate and customized greeting cards, some of which I've received, weaving, pottery, sewing, culinary arts. It would actually take less time to tell you the things that she doesn't do. She will be attending the University of Colorado Boulder with a goal of double majoring in anthropology and aerospace engineering and earned the Chancellor Scholarship to boot. All I have left to say is wow and congratulations, Kiara.
Congratulations, graduates, on your successful completion and new beginning. Now's the time to explore new possibilities, cultivate flexibility, and embrace your future with gratitude, curiosity, and passion. All of us at Forest Charter School extend our wishes for your continued success. In a moment, I'm going to announce our graduating class so we can applaud them for their accomplishment. Please remember to stay at your table until a Forest Charter School staff member excuses you. Graduates, will you please stand and move your tassels to the left side of your cap? Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating our Forest Charter School graduating class of 2021.
It might seem crazy,